Everybody, hello and welcome again to our podcast. Is it me or is it everyone? So today for our ranting episode, we have on set Azuma. Hi
Hi
Azuma.
everyone.
So Azuma today is gonna sit and me and her were gonna talk about what is one belief or value that you hold on dear to yourself and you feel like it kind of changed your life or dominates your life in a way. And if you're driving or doing any house chores, this is the right podcast just to put it in the background while you're doing something. And we're gonna sit. I don't know where I put my coffee, just let me grab my coffee. Yeah. And we're gonna sip coffee and we're just gonna talk about it casually. So hi Azuma, how are you first? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you,
How's
Amini?
life? I'm good. I had a cold, so you're gonna hear me sniff a lot. And yesterday, unfortunately, we did a full podcast and an episode of 33 minutes, and then we found out that this mic was muffled. So
Oh
that really bummed
no.
me out, yeah. So Azuma, let's start with you first, since you are our guest. What is one value or belief that you stick to in your life?
I feel really one of the biggest value in my life is that communication. I feel
Okay.
like communication is so important in
Okay.
life,
Uh-huh.
and I hate when people's
Yeah.
relationship or friendship or any kind of relationship breaks because of miscommunication. It
Uh-huh.
hurts me so much
Okay.
because like
I
there
feel
is
like it's
so
hitting home a little bit.
it is hitting
There's a
home.
wound there.
Yeah, of course there
There's a
is.
fresh wound.
There's a very fresh
Yeah,
wound
that's a
there.
very fresh wound.
And that's
Tea,
why
everybody, tea. Yeah.
that's why I wanted to talk about it because it's so very fresh and it's something that I've been telling all my friends,
Okay.
especially after that value came into me. I've
Yeah.
been telling everyone that, if anything goes wrong in our friendship, you have to tell me because that's the only way this is going to last. So that's
Okay.
my belief.
But you believe this communication belief or value for you only affects you so much in friendship because those people are people we met in our lives, new or around the way, or you believe this communication treat should be applied even in family and close ones, or you feel like you're understood with them. So
No,
it
I
doesn't have to
believe it
be.
has to be with everyone,
Yeah.
even though I do feel sometimes with family, especially in our
Yeah.
culture and
Yeah.
society, it
True.
is harder to communicate with
Yeah.
family
True.
because there's a lot of boundaries and they say,
True.
you should
True.
not
True.
talk
True.
like this, you should not talk like that.
Especially the elders and the youngsters,
Exactly,
right?
elders and the
Yeah.
youngers. But then I feel like to a point you
Yeah.
should like voice out your concern.
True.
Like I remember a time with my uncle that
Yeah.
I had a bit of a like a gap and I felt like in my head like I was a bit of a child then. I used to be
Okay.
in my head and I used to think there was a bit of a gap between us. So I voiced it out. I said, "Oh my God, I don't feel like we don't talk anymore. I feel like
Okay.
we're distant now." And so then he was like, "No, I don't think that at all." So then that communication really helped
So
me.
like the misunderstanding
Yeah,
got cleared.
misunderstanding cleared from my head, which was only in my head, and a lot of times it's only in one person's head. And
Correct.
if you do talk,
True.
it does help.
True. True. I also believe a lot in communication, but I think this is a category I have struggled a lot because in the culture where I was raised, like when you get mad, you just ignore the other person,
Yeah.
right? You just go and you shut the door on yourself or you stop talking to them. And it's a quality I did not want to pass to my children. As in,
Hmm.
if you get upset or you get frustrated, you just go to the room and close the door,
Yeah.
ignore that person, eventually they'll talk. What do they call it? Punishment
Silent
silence,
treatment.
silent treatment.
Yeah.
We call it as-samt al-iqabi in Arabic. It's like punishment silence. You know, meaning
Yeah.
I'm punishing you by being silent. And that used to hurt me a lot. And you know, it affected me in my relationship. Like even with my husband, if I see him silent, I would have not done anything. Meaning
Mm-hmm.
we're not fighting, he's not tensed. But if he's silent, I just get very triggered. It's like,
Mm.
did I do something wrong? Is there
Yeah.
something? Because for me, silence and calmness
Yeah.
is a sign of okay, something is wrong. We
Yeah.
were not taught to communicate. Oh, come, okay, this is problem A, this is problem B, this is problem C. Let's solve it out. It
Yeah.
was just, oh, you made a mistake. Fine, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And I feel sometimes I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's a toxic
I
trait
understand.
about me, but I
I
do
feel
it a lot.
like because you grew up like that, like you said, it is
Yeah.
something you do want to change, and that's something good. You're looking at your flaws and you do want to change it. That's a good
But it's not
thing.
easy to change a
Yeah,
flaw.
of
That's
course,
the
it's not
issue.
easy
Like,
to
I'm 30
change.
now. I'm 30.
30 is not old or
I feel
something.
like at this age, I know it looks like a young age, but at this age, if you adapt a habit for 30 years, it's like drinking a cup of coffee every
Yeah,
morning.
I know.
It's him. merely for me, for me personally, I always say that it's merely impossible to change it.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
I feel like we've had topics to discuss between both of us where you've been talking about like
Because
how
you
other
guys are a
people.
calm family.
Yeah, no, no, no,
I
no,
came
no.
from chaos. I come from
No,
noise.
no. I mean to say that you've been talking about that how other people should change their habits, but
Yeah,
then
true.
they have been, like you said, they have been reached this age
Yeah,
following a
yeah,
certain
true, true,
habit,
true,
so it
true.
is a
Yeah.
struggle for them as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
and
to
it's a
change
struggle for you
also.
as well.
It's a big struggle, if I have
Yeah.
to say. Communication for me is a huge struggle, and it scares me a lot. Since you mentioned it now, it's not the value I hold on to. I'm gonna talk about my value. She'll ask me in a few, but uh, I don't know, it would have been so easier for me to go through life if I adapted the same mindset that you have now, which is if I have a problem with someone, I just go approach them. And
Yeah, I
maybe it is fear also, fearing something I don't like. You don't have
Bro,
that fear?
the thing is, I do fear not getting the answer I want.
Yeah.
Like I'll ask somebody like, what was the problem, and they give me a really bad answer, and
Yeah.
that was not the answer I expected.
Okay.
Of course, it's going to be there, but at least in your head, it's clear this is the reason that this relationship became like this, or this is the reason.
Hmm.
For me, I don't want to. I'm somebody who thinks a lot in my head.
So
Like
you don't
my
want to be in the
head
unknown area.
my
You want
yeah,
to know.
exactly. My
Yeah,
head
you don't
is
want to be
like
in the unknown.
running all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I speak it out and clear my head, it's good. Because I don't want to sit in the next 1 year, 2 years not talking to that person and thinking, oh, what did I do that time? Why did that happen? Because I'm like that. Even if it passes 1, 2 years, I'm always still thinking
But you
about
feel
it.
it's better to fix that than rather than to
It's not
communicate?
about
Okay, I
fixing
have
it.
a question for you. Do you believe that we should keep communicating to people who don't understand our communication? Meaning, this person A is doing 5 mistakes and it's repetitive, okay? And you keep communicating with them 1, 2, 3, 4 times, yet the same mistakes repeat. So, should I fix my mindset and stop thinking of people's action as it is mine? Or should I more just, I don't know, like communicate it to them?
So I think that after 1, 2, 3 times, like you
Yeah.
said, if you have communicated the first and the second and the third time, it's about time you be like, okay, I have to respect myself and my boundaries and my space.
Okay.
So I understand this is a toxic relationship, and you like eventually let that person go because they can't understand. And you don't have to be like, oh, she's my enemy now or anything like that. You can just be like keeping her in a distance and being like, okay, if you want me to talk, I'm here, but then I don't want you to be a prominent person in my life, because no matter how much I communicate my boundaries and my
You're
values, you
not
do not understand.
understanding. Okay.
So
At this point, also, I have a small remark. I've seen you now for the past 4 years,
yeah,
and I feel like you're somebody who gives a lot of benefit of doubt for people.
yeah,
Like, even if you explain your point of view, and like you said, you communicate very clearly, meaning if you tell me this point A, B, C, I understand. Like, I fully understand what you're saying. And I've seen you, sorry to say the
no,
word,
no.
but take shit from people, even though you're not obliged to. You just say, oh, she has issues, or oh, he's mad now, or maybe she was upset. So this is what I'm asking you. Do you feel like this extreme forgiveness and our extreme trial to approach people in a communication where these people like me, for example, who were not raised in an environment where communication was an option, is their fault or is it our fault? From which side you feel we should correct more? Should we let them live in their own bubble and not withdraw them in the bubble of let's communicate and make things clear, or should we fix ourselves and just let it go?
I feel like nobody is at wrong here. I feel
Okay.
like you're like, if it's me and you
Mm.
have the problem of communication, and
Yeah.
I do communicate a lot. So for
Yeah.
you, I'm uncomfortable. For me, you're
Okay.
uncomfortable.
Okay.
So both of us are not wrong.
So how to fix it?
But
How to
so for
mediate it in the
so
middle?
mediated is like, if I want to communicate and you're not able to communicate, I
Yeah.
will tone back on, oh, we don't have to talk about everything. I just want to fix the small part, and you can understand that, oh, she's not asking me a lot. She's just
Okay.
asking me the small thing.
Okay. Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like a like a between. Like, I'm
Mm.
not asking you too much to communicate,
To
but you're,
mediate, to
yeah,
compromise,
yeah,
both
to
of us.
compromise. Yeah, both of us.
Okay.
So
That's a
I'm
good
not,
solution.
yeah, I'm
It
not,
is you, what you call it? What is that word in English? Utopic?
I
Like
don't know.
perfect. But it's a good solution if
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
our oats just rang. By the way, she's a very good patisserie slash cook. She was just making granola for me now. It's in the oven and I just heard the oven say ding. So thank you, Azuma.
I'll just go
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah. No, it's okay. We'll finish and then we'll go. Yeah.
And then, so that's what I was saying. So if I'm not making you uncomfortable by asking you to communicate a lot, and I'm not making myself uncomfortable by
Okay. Pushing
being
you
fully
very,
into the
yeah, in the
dark.
corner. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Valid, very valid. I would like to work on my communication for sure, especially now. Like, I feel like this communication issue has, with Slash, the principal that I'm gonna talk about now, they're like partners. They pushed me into a corner where I stopped communicating with people generally. I stopped having friends. I stopped staying on contact with my relatives. Each time I see something like wrong or an action that I don't like, I just become silent. I'll never approach the person. I'll just go behind their back and talk about it. I'll just go like, oh, this person did this. But I'll never, I think, have, I don't know, the willingness. But I feel like, see, I'm brave enough to admit and say that I'm afraid of hearing a response I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For everybody who knows me, I may seem like, you know, I don't want to say the word that beep, a tough beep, but I'm very sensitive. Like, I'm very sensitive on the inside. And I believe that any word can shake me sometimes a bit if it's said by, again, the people who have access to me. It's not by strangers. Strangers, I don't give a shit.
Same.
So, like, if it's a, I don't know, like a friend, a relative, somebody that I let inside my, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my zone, my aura, where I have found peace. But again, I feel like it's my fault. I should work on that. It's not their fault if sometimes, you know, they just want to communicate with me and I block it. And I've noticed that a lot. And now since you mentioned it, it just, you know, clicked in my head. That is something I should work about. Maybe resolution of 2027. I would try, but
But I also understand your struggle because even though it's such a big value, I do, of course, struggle. Like, there are sometimes I'm trying to talk to my closest person, like
yeah,
whether it's my sisters or my parents, and then
yeah.
my throat just closes. Like, it's so hard to tell them.
Frustrated, yeah.
It's so hard to tell them, or I get teary-eyed when I'm talking because
Is it out of fear? You feel?
it's not
Okay.
out of
Then is
fear.
it out
It's
of what?
about like it's about after telling you so many times you're not understanding. So I'm here again in the same position telling you
Okay.
again. So that's when it
Do
happens
you
for
feel like
me.
it's kind of a self-pity, like how much I'm doing effort, but this person's not
Yeah, of
understanding?
course. You
Yeah.
you should have some self-pity, right? You
True,
should
true,
think
true.
about yourself
True, true,
sometimes.
true. I believe in
So
selfishness. My grandmother used to say selfish people live the most.
no, I believe that I have tried so much sometimes and they
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the opposite person.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, they're not understanding. There's nothing to communicate. So when they do come and ask me, oh, how are you? How are your problems? I'm
Mm.
like, oh, it's all good. Even though it's a lie, it's
Okay.
all good for me because
But don't you
I
feel that's
know,
a, yeah, sorry to cut you, but don't you feel that's a betrayal to yourself? You're changing yourself because of the other people's reaction to
no,
it.
because I'm not telling them, does not mean I'm not telling anyone. I
Okay.
am being open. I'm not bottling it up. I mean, I'm telling somebody in my life.
Okay.
The when you're betraying yourself is when you're having problem. I believe what it is when
Okay.
you're having problems and you're just bottling it up and telling yourself, "Oh, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine." That's
Okay.
not what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm fine to other people who I know they clearly don't care,
Okay.
and I am saying I'm not okay to the people I know care
Mm-hmm.
and who listen to me without
Yeah, yeah,
judgment,
yeah,
who
true.
listen to me and they understand me. I tell
Okay.
them I'm not okay, I'm in a horrible place, and I tell all of that
Okay.
to the people I know who will listen to me.
Okay, that's a principle everybody should be working about. Communication, especially in 2026,
Yeah.
because we feel like the mentality changed so much that you have the grounds to say whatever you want. It's not like before. Like before, everything was kind of a taboo. So everybody gets super sensitive, but now I feel it's getting better.
So, what's your something that you value?
My my value that I stick to on a daily basis, I will feel is not taking shit from anybody, I think. And that's one. And second is I am a strong, principled, what you call spineful person. I don't like spineless people. And I really advocate or I'm really vocal about what I believe in. And I don't think that adults generally, so in my circle there's adults, right? So I don't think adults generally should, I'm sorry, bullshit. Like people create a lot of excuses around right and wrong. And I don't like doing that. So I like to, between the gray and, sorry, between the black and the white, I don't like people who walk in the gray.
Okay,
I like
so
upfront people.
now, like you said, spineless people and people who walk in the gray.
Yeah.
So you are talking more about people who you've seen, like who are elders or people who are older to you or people around your age. So don't you think that people, some like I would say for the older generation
Yeah,
that I have noticed,
yeah,
is that our generation, Alhamdulillah, they have
yeah.
been
That's
more
what.
like vocal about it.
Yeah,
So
that's
we are
what. Because they
comfortable.
had. That's what I'm telling you. They had the environment too.
Yeah,
They had the grounds too.
so there are a lot of people around us who are like, oh, so vocal. So we're also being like, oh, we can also be vocal. But
Yeah.
then the older generation, I feel that they've always been told to be quiet about stuff, and that fear is there in them. So don't you feel like that's something that's causing them to be
See, I was
spineless?
yeah, I was talking yesterday to your sister about this in the podcast that unfortunately one muffled. But I feel like in each day we grow, right? We should also expand our mindset. I was not raised in an environment where you can vocalize. We were kids, you have to be quiet, you can't say that. Oh, you can't talk to your elders disrespectfully. Oh, you can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. But I feel like a part of you growing up as a human every day as years pass is for you to realize what's right and wrong. Correct? Meaning, I will give you the benefit of doubt. I know that you grew up in an environment where they had to silence you, or you were not given the opportunity to express yourself as much as you wanted to, or the term aslan of expressing yourself, yani, was not there. But I do believe that it is our role to fix ourselves. Like I said now, I was never in an environment where communication was an option. But I'm trying, I realize it's a very important thing. So I'm trying to fix it. So I feel also the elders should have a opportunity to feel that sometimes the actions that they do hurts people, so they project on it in a way and just like you said, compromise. We come in the
Yeah,
middle.
but like you said, you do have that fear in you to communicate.
Yeah,
So
true.
don't you think they have the fear to this? Like now they
Yeah.
like okay, now let's say I'm somebody who's spineless.
Mm.
Okay, I'm on the path of trying to make myself better and be vocal. But till I reach that point, I'm still going to be like, no, 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 we should stay in the gray point. We should stay in the gray point. Till I feel like one day I'll be like, okay, no, this is enough.
So
So
I
don't
have a
you think?
question for you. Yeah. So I would think, do you feel like people should be controlled by their fears
Of course
at this
not.
point? Exactly.
I
So
am somebody who's very against being controlled by their fear.
exactly. I'm working on that. I'm a person who's really controlled by their fears. Now, like one of these things I've started my social media was my biggest fear, like being out there and speaking my mind. So if you tell me that they're afraid to speak up, right, I will tell you that that's an issue itself. Do not let your fear make your full life different from what it should be. One. And second, you notice that these elders who kept silent, mostly women, between parentheses, they develop autoimmune diseases because they just keep bottling,
Yeah,
bottling, 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 and it reflects on their health
of
eventually.
course.
So I believe, again, if you ask me, okay, I'll give them the excuse. It's not like I'm gonna catch a hammer and beat them up, you know. I will give them a fine. If you're spineless, I understand. It's not like I'm gonna be cruel on you. I saw from where you came. I'll see how did you conduct your life. I'll see the people who are around you, and I'll make my own conclusion. I'm not stupid, also, but still, I will recommend, or I will advise, or I will tell you in your face that you should not let your fear drive you to become a silent person, even if you're 60. Even if you're 77, even if you're 80, if you have 1 year in your life left, just speak it up. Let it go
Yeah,
out.
for sure. Even I believe like what your beliefs are, you should speak up.
Yeah,
And I feel like with the recent protests that went through, I
yeah.
feel like a lot of millennials and the older generation have been talking about
Protest,
how
bro. We have to make a full episode about this
how
protest.
they have got the courage and they have got the space to finally become vocal because of the Gen Z.
Yeah,
So I feel like that has been a problem for a lot of the older generation.
yeah,
I
true.
can't honestly speak for them. It's
Yeah.
just what I
I
think.
don't think I'm a Gen Z, right?
I think you are a Gen Z.
1997.
I don't know.
19? Why was it that meme on Facebook?
No,
What year are you born?
no, no. You are a Gen Z. You are a Gen Z.
What are you then?
I'm also Gen Z.
We're in the same
Yeah, we're
category.
in the same category, I
What
think.
year are you born in?
2006.
My lord. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 years gap, but we are in the same category.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
Gen Z guy.
so then I think so. So then
I think I'm
for
what's a millennial?
millennial
Millennial.
is
She whispered my husband because he's older than me.
yeah, I think your husband missed that
Because he's older than me.
1 year of being Gen Z.
My
That's the
husband is
thing.
18. Well, you know what year are you born? He'll say 18 in the dinosaur age. She doesn't want to laugh. It's her uncle. Oh, Abby, we love you because he pays for the rent and all. Don't cut electricity on it. Please let us finish our podcast. Thank you. So yeah, I feel like you said the Gen Z. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
so
They
like
had.
that, I feel like even with let's say my parents or your parents or
Yeah.
anyone who does have something to be vocal but they are afraid to say it,
Yeah.
they would, I feel like, I'm not saying it's my parents or your parents, I'm just
Yeah.
giving an example.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No shading,
they
okay?
would,
No
yeah,
shading.
no shade at
No
all.
shades.
I'm always like, what
I
if,
feel my mother didn't speak up. I will shade that.
okay,
Yeah.
so let's say your mother, maybe
Yeah.
she just needs like
Push.
even a push or a helping
I gave
hand,
her a push.
not like telling, like you have to tell her, like, what you're saying, nobody's going to go against you,
Yeah, true,
or
true,
like,
true.
I'm there with you even if whatever goes wrong
No,
with
even
what
if
you
somebody
say.
goes against you, let them go
Yeah, let
against
them
you.
go against you.
Fine, then
I'm
what's
there
the
with you.
problem?
I'm
Even if
there.
I'm not there with you.
No, because that's their fear. No, their fear
Yeah, they
is
have to conquer that fear.
they have to conquer it.
Speak it if
But
it kills you.
like you said, it's very difficult.
I know.
You said I'm 30 and 30
I
years.
know, I know,
They're
I
how
know.
old are they? They have
50.
50 years of being quiet, and suddenly they have to be vocal.
Yes,
It can't happen within
that's
a
true.
span of overnight.
See how
It
mature she is, guys.
it
Gen
has
Z's.
to it
Gen Z's,
has
guys.
to go. It
Yeah,
has to take some time for them to be vocal, I feel.
true.
You
Who's
can't.
the person you admire the most in your life that you feel like they're vocal about what they feel or what they say?
Uh,
I think I know the answer.
I have to
Your
think.
mommy?
My mom,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
she.
found your mother, I find your mother admirable in an amazing way about speaking. Her mother, guys, if something bothers her, she'll just walk to you like her sister Afra. And she'll just tell you, this is not nice, just don't do that. And you'll accept it from her because she says it in such a communicative, easy way, you know? So, again, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
It's
but
okay.
who would you say? I expected it's your mommy, but I don't know.
I don't know, to be
Somebody in your
honest.
life
I
that
do have
really
to think
speaks.
about that because I feel like there are a lot of people who are good with other people, but they're not good with you, you would say.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, like, my sister, she's very good about vocal about
Which one?
this my sister who you spoke to yesterday.
Bruh.
I would say she's very vocal about her thoughts, and
Yeah.
she has a very, like, how do you say opposite spineless? She has spine,
Yeah, she's spineful, let's say.
spineful.
We'll like
Yeah.
make a word. Hashtag spineful. Yeah, that
Okay.
girl, bro. You know this her sister. If she has something to tell you, she'll just walk to you. She has this walk, okay, like the diva walk. She just walk to you with her cup of tea. I really think that you shouldn't say that because that's very toxic, and you're just bothering me with that. Like you're taking from my energy, and she should just sip her tea. She go back to the table like nothing is happening. She put her cup, and I used to think, oh my god, how can she say that? That's
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So I'm
I will never
getting at the
gather my
point
courage
that
and go.
she's very spineful and she does say what she believes, but I feel like she's somebody who cannot take it back. I feel like that, and I don't want to talk about it here
They live
because
in the
it's
same
like,
house. Everybody who has an extra room for Azma,
yeah.
please donations, donations.
No, I don't want to talk here about it because it's not a topic that I want to talk behind her back, or
Yeah,
like, it's not that I've
we'll
not
call her out
spoken.
now.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't spoken to her about it, but
Yeah,
like, that's what I'm trying to say, that I don't think there's anybody in my life that I look up to because they're so good in their beliefs. I feel like everyone has some kind of, like,
weakness.
yeah, some kind of weakness where they're
Yeah,
like, oh no, like, we have to, this is where I draw the line. And I
yeah,
feel
true.
like I don't really look up to anyone except I feel like, the prophets and the sahabis
Religious,
and,
yeah,
yeah, religious people.
yeah.
So I feel like that's what always seem to find flaws in humans, which I find in myself and I find in others. So I don't like look up to anyone in this world, I feel.
Debatable, I will
Yeah.
say, because like we said here, in the face of a one quality, there is another default.
Yeah, of course.
So, for example, if you find somebody, yeah, they're vocal, sometimes they can't take it.
Yeah.
I think I cannot take it also. I'm in
Yeah.
that category.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me and my face. You see, this is the honesty of Gen Z. Like, yeah. Yeah, but
No, I feel like sometimes you do take it because
I
you
don't
can
take it.
accept it. Like, oh yeah, you do realize that you do something. But then there
I
are
realize it
times,
on my own, I
yeah,
feel.
but
Yeah.
I feel like there are times you
Self
don't take it
scrutiny.
and there are times you do take it.
Yeah.
And even Afra is like that. And I feel like there are people who are like that. But I genuinely don't think, not because of people's flaws or people's perfections or whatever.
Okay.
I just genuinely think there isn't a person in this world that I look up to. I only believe in working on myself and looking I don't like to compare and see, oh, that person has done so much, I want to be like
Yeah.
that. I'm like,
I
oh,
feel
where
it's
do I want to
categorized,
be?
right? In certain
Yeah, it's very
categories, I
categories.
admire certain people. Like, I'm not admiring them as a whole. You
Yeah,
know what
I'm
I
talking
mean?
about as a whole. In categories, even
As a
I do
whole, no,
admire
no.
some
Then
people.
for me also, I don't admire anybody as a whole. But in certain
Oh, I thought you meant
categories,
as a whole.
no, as a whole, I don't think anybody will admire anybody because there's
Okay.
no perfect human. You
No,
know what I
but there are
mean?
sometimes like you look for like 4 to 5 qualities in a
Yeah.
person, and you're looking for 4 to 5 qualities in a lot of people, and you don't find it. And you find that one person has these 4 to 5 qualities. Maybe they don't have the fifth or sixth quality, but those are the qualities you don't care about.
Okay.
So for you, they're like a wholly good person. You understand?
Yeah, but these qualities can be under the perimeter of right and wrong. Like, even if I don't care about them, I will realize that that person is doing wrong
Yeah,
or right, or
maybe
that
eventually,
behavior is
but
not
then for
right.
you right now, they're the wholly right for you. Like,
I don't know.
I
Relatively,
feel like for
relatively true.
me, it's like based on like my advice and based on what they do and all of that. I can give you different people maybe
Yeah, that's
like
what.
that I look up to or I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
why I
be like.
asked, who's like a person you admire, as in being vocal.
Being
Yeah,
vocal,
and
I
just
don't.
that quality or in that treat only.
Being vocal about things they believe
Yeah,
would
and
be my mom and my sister.
yeah, I also believe that
Yeah.
your mom and your sister are very good.
My mom has always brought me up like being like focus on your betterment and focus on like making yourself grow. You should not be dependent, and you should not, and that's something she really believes. She believes that independence for a woman is so important,
Yeah.
and financial freedom, and she's always put that on us, and it's such a
Okay.
good thing to grow up with. And it's so refreshing because hearing my friends families and all, and how they brought up being like, oh,
Handicapping their girls, no.
yeah, and how they have been like, oh, after I can't even think about college, maybe I won't be able to go, or maybe I have to get married and stuff. And it's so refreshing to be in a household where it's like, you do what you want, be financially
What are your
independent,
dreams?
don't think about marriage at the first. It's
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
so good to be,
Liberating.
it's so liberating,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. Like,
Alhamdulillah.
so I'm really grateful for my parents for that. And I will
Mm,
always be grateful. I feel like
yeah.
more, I have told this to almost my friends, like anyone I have told this to. I've always been closer to my parents and my siblings.
Yeah.
I've always found them more easy to communicate than I have
That's
found
why
my
I told you, like,
siblings.
communication, does it apply to people we just met on the way or family? Yeah, but it was
It is for
very
both.
nice, yeah, hearing your point of view.
Thank you.
I loved having you on this episode. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
much.
you.
And this is our episode today, everybody, for the question of
What's your belief or value that you believe?
the value that you believe. I hope all of you enjoy our episode, and we'll see you in the next episode. A friend with me in Is It Me or Is It?
Everyone,
Everyone,
bye.
bye bye.